Hi everyone, welcome to Storytime. I'm Anusha, and today we're going to read the best kind of mooncake. Yes, I have my light thing today. Okay, let's see what's written here, and I can also turn it. A thin, sweaty man with the deepest eyes and the smallest ears fell to his knees in the middle of the street. Where did he come from? Is he okay? Who is this man anyway? Okay, let's find out. Let's find out. The Best Kind of Mooncake by AuYeung. Okay, let's do this. Once upon a morning in Hong Kong, in the alley of Tai Yuen Street, a girl is promised a mooncake with a double-yolk center, the best kind. The special mooncake feels like the only excitement on a boring day in the vaping, bickering, and bartering of the market where nothing ever changes. Until a stranger falls to his knees right in the middle of it. He's tired and hungry after running through forests, swimming through rivers, stowing away on a ship, and more to get to Hong Kong. But the girl, if it means giving up her favorite street, but no one seems willing to help, not even the girl, if it means giving up our favorite treat. This story of compassion and gratitude, inspired by true events, reminds us that the smallest acts of kindness can hold the power to change lives for the giver as much as the receiver. Okay, let's... For Grandma, Guma, Pat, Dad, Mom, and Chris. And for everyone, the best kind of mooncake. By AuYeung. AuYeung, okay. Once upon a morning in Hong Kong, in the alley of Tai Yuen Street, my family was setting up for the day. We opened the stove, hung the racks, checked the change, and secured the roof. My mother promised my brothers and me a special mooncake to share at the end of the day as a treat. It was really the only thing keeping me here. It had a double-yolk center, the best kind. The air filled with baking, bickering, and bartering. Rich ladies with high and mighty Englishmen would never dare walk here. The smell of car fuel, herbal tea, and steamed cakes always wafted through the thicket of old Tai Yuen. This is life every day, I thought. How boring! Nothing ever changed. Until, thump, a thin, sweaty man with the deepest eyes and smallest ears fell to his knees in the middle of the street. He smelled like he had run 1,000 miles. I've run 1,000 miles! The man wailed as hawkers and shoppers surrounded him in curiosity. Where did he come from? Is he okay? Who is this man anyway? Who is this man? He said he had run through forests, swum through rivers, and slept in trees along the way. Oh, he even stowed away on a ship. He had never set foot aside his village before. He left everything behind but the clothes on his back. He crossed the border like crossing a finish line, but didn't stop there, no sir. He ran through mountains and seas of people. I leaned in closer to listen. "Bah, we've all been there, brother," said one hawker. The crowd had begun to turn away, uninterested in hearing their own stories retold to them. My mother called me back for lunch. As we pulled out our bowls and teacups, the man watched us with desperate eyes. Then we heard a gurgle. Gurk. My mother reached into her bag and handed me a mooncake, a special mooncake she was saving for my brothers and me, with the double egg yolk center, the best kind. But then she said, "Dear, bring this for the hungry man over there." I couldn't have gone any slower. When I handed the mooncake to the small-eared man, he snatched it and devoured the whole 3 bowls of rice double-yolk center. Always share it, okay? Mooncake in one gulp. Just like that, it was gone. The man closed his eyes and patted his stomach. He took a slow, deep breath and looked around at the boring old hustle and bustle. "You're lucky, you know, kid. This is my first time being so far away from my family, but it sure smells like home." I shrugged. But the people on Tai Yuen Street had been watching, and they slowly began to approach the man. One hawker from across our store handed him a new shirt. Another gave him a number to call for a job and pat on the back. The man grinned ear to small ear and thanked us all profusely. Aww. As I watched him go, my mother passed me my bowl. "Ma, why are they suddenly helping him now?" I asked. She had given me a little extra food, but it wasn't mooncake. My mother looked at me pointedly and said, "We have to take care of each other." Then, with a faraway look in her eyes, she watched the man turn the corner and walk out of our alley. Perhaps they remember that once upon a time, somebody helped them too. Tai Yuen Street resumed its dancing of the beeping, bickering, and bartering of the afternoon rush. This was the life the man told me I was lucky to have. I took a slow, deep breath and looked around the familiar hustle and bustle. Maybe the smell of a car fuel, herbal tea, and sweet steamed cakes wasn't so bad. Decades later, a mooncake shop opened right behind our store. The owner had the deepest eyes, the smallest ears, and a round, full belly. He grinned and presented a box of mooncakes. "For you," he said. But I knew that mooncakes taste better when we share, and so we all enjoyed pieces with double yolk center, the best kind. Oh, what a lovely story. And we have a beautiful author's note as well. Okay, let's read them. This book is based on a true story about my family. And the stranger in the story really did shove a whole mooncake into his mouth. Britain captured Hong Kong as a colony in 1842, in retaliation against China's Qing dynasty government for not participating enough in British trade. Later, during World War II, the Japanese Imperial Army occupied Hong Kong. After the Japanese surrendered the war and the Chinese Civil War had begun, Hong Kong was retaken by the British. Against the backdrop of war and occupation, Hong Kong received floods of immigrants, refugees, and settlers from the Chinese cities of Guangzhou and Shanghai, and from Vietnam, Pakistan, India, Russia, and Britain, leading to overcrowding but also a mix of cultures and people. Hong Kong was a colony until 1997, 1 year before I was born. My paternal grandparents met on Tai Yuen Street by bickering, and bartering. Then they raised my aunt, uncle, and dad there. Shopkeepers such as my grandmother were called hawkers and had stalls that moved on wheels. I've always loved hearing stories about the wonderfully lively Tai Yuen Street's past, and I hope you've enjoyed this story too. Yes, we have. Thank you, girl. And look at that. That's Tai Yuen Street in 1956. Looks really like it's really happening. And that's her grandma and grandpa. And that's their aunt and uncle. That's her aunt and uncle. What a lovely, lovely Ocha family. AuYeung was born in Hong Kong, raised in Shanghai, and now lives in California, where she designs toys. Childhood visits to her grandma and uncle's pajama hawker stall on Tai Yuen Street, as well as her passion for learning about people's past, inspired Pearl to tell this story in her debut picture book. She enjoys cooking, pursuing internet rabbit holes, and mooncakes with double-yolk centers. Cool! A best kind of mooncake.